Well, thanks again for ordering a custom research report for us for your city. And there is a bunch of stuff. I mean, you at least for housing, your city is one of the best I've seen, I think, for a county and city and state stuff that's available. So what the report really is, it's broken. There's two videos here. One, the introduction video, and that covers the state programs, the city programs, county programs, and federal government programs. And then later I get into the internet and how good that is for that, because there's a lot of programs with peer-to-peer crowdfunding and loans that you can get cheaper, faster, and better than anywhere else, and also legal help that's free. So anybody screws around the system, that you could get free legal help on that. So be sure you find the time at some time to watch both the videos, okay? So now I think the first thing you do, go through this list in the beginning and you'll see a report there of the HUD counseling offices, and there's some other counseling offices there. And what you want to do is make sure you contact one of these places, and because they're free, so you get free counseling to buy a house, to learn the overall land. Because if you go and Google stuff, you're going to get people going to sell you stuff. They want to sell you money. They want to make money on your transaction, all this kind of stuff. So what you have to do is really gather enough information that you're knowledgeable enough to listen to people in the right way, because these salesmen know how to get your money. They spend every waking hour of their life figuring out how to get a sale. So you're not armed well enough. This is the first time you're doing this, or you do it twice or three times in your life. So it's hard to compete with these people. So really try to stay away from anybody selling you stuff for a while. Until you get knowledgeable. And one way is to go to one of these housing counselors. And they'll know a lot about the programs. And also my programs that I have here are not the ones, from the banks and stuff like that. These are people that don't advertise, like the counselors don't advertise. So that's why they're hard to find when you go and Google them or whatever. So what I have here is all the stuff that's not advertised. So that means they're free, they're cheaper, or whatever than you'll find anywhere else. Yeah. So that's right. Okay, now here, in the beginning, the city. I mean, God, look at the first thing here, $5,000 forgivable loan. Or here, grants to repair 1 to 3 family homes. Now, say you don't want to repair, you want to home. Well, the best deals sometimes are houses that need work, right? So if they need work, now you have a way to get grants to fix it up. That's what's important too. So to know your options, know that's why it's good to digest, because you have like a toolbox of stuff that you can maybe use or not use. But if you don't know how to use a hammer, or don't know there's a hammer in your toolbox, you'll get waltzed into something that, you could have got a better deal somewhere else. So that's why I think this. And also here, look at that, 1 to 3 family homes. So this is another thing. You can get money to buy more than just a house for yourself, but a house that you could rent. And I have in here how the government will even find you a tenant for you, and pay the rent and all this kind of stuff. So there's other ways to do this. So that's what's neat. A lot of these programs, also will, for 2 or 3, 4 family homes. So that's interesting. Okay, emergency rent payment. They have emergency mortgage. So just to be aware of that. Boy, what am I going to do if I can't pay my mortgage sometime? Well, here, there's $2,500 for emergency rent, or $650 grant to help with emergency move. Right, so you lose your home and you got to move. They even have moving money for you. Now, who would have thought of that one? Homeowner and foreclosure prevention classes, $4,000 to remove lead paint. This is if you have a house, I think it's built before 1976 or 78, something like that, and it's painted. There's lead in that, and that screws up the brains. That's why kids living in the house, they're really get affected by this. Grown-ups, not so much, but you don't want it anyway. So there's money there to help you get rid of that. Option to buy list, that's helpful for there. Nonprofits that help repair your house, so know about that. Some of these programs have income requirements, some of them don't have income requirements. What's interesting though, you go to the bank and the bank will say, oh, you don't make enough money to buy a house. These programs I'm showing you, what you have to worry about is you make too much money to take advantage of the program. But on housing, the programs go up to $70,000, $80,000 a year or something like that. So that's why it's stuff, if you're not familiar with it, it just sounds incongruent, but that's it. So using these programs, it's not a problem that you make too much. I mean, you don't make enough money. Okay, how to cut your property taxes. These are other things to take advantage of. $15,000 grant to buy a home. $15,000. Wow, that's a hell of a lot of money in my mind, or anybody's mind. Okay, here's 10 to 15,000 to that. Here's another 15,000 programs. Or here's a down payment of 3, 4, 5%. Now, some of these programs are first-time home buyer programs. Some of them are not for anybody. But first-time home buyer programs means you haven't had you haven't bought a home in 3 years. So it doesn't matter that you had a home before, just it was in the last 3 years. Another thing too, sometimes, at least for women, for spouses, and I guess men too, I forget what the law really says, but if you split up with somebody and need a house, so even if it's less than 3 years, you may be qualified for a first-time home buyer too. So there's always ifs, ands, or buts for anything. That's why always check. Man, check everything first. You don't know. Don't believe anybody, even me or whatever. If there's something that, maybe there's something, you check that out, because nobody knows for sure. And you got to go to the horse's mouth to find out for sure. Don't trust any middle person like me or anybody else. Okay, here's grants to pay your water bill. $6,500 grants to pay your water bill. Boy, somebody's drinking an awful lot. $7,000 grant to modify your home if you have a disability. Here's other programs for disability. Nonprofit unique ownership opportunities. This is incredible. Okay, so these are houses that this nonprofit gets money to fix up and get together for people, and have terrific deals on houses like that. So that's why, see, when you're looking for something, first only go to people that have a .org, that means they're a nonprofit, or org, or .gov, that means they're a government. .com, I'd stay away from them until you know the system. Now, there may be some that are really awfully good and whatever, but just as a general rule of thumb, stick to .org or .gov until you get to know the system. Now, Habitat for Humanity, I mean, this is an incredible bargain. You put in sweat equity to help build a house, and that's your down payment. Then you don't know anything down payment. I forget how many hours it is, but wow. But more importantly, you get a loan for 0% interest. Now, a loan for 0% interest means that no matter what the interest rate is, you're getting a loan half price or better. Because most of the stuff you're paying on a mortgage is your interest. So your mortgage payment, if it's no interest on it, and that's what these are half price or even to a third, of what it would be with a normal kind of percentage mortgage. So they're incredible deals. They also have fix-up money, education buyer classes, tax deduction, free legal help, all this kind of more free legal help just for seniors. So go through this. That's just local and county. That's all it is. And then look at all this stuff. And then I'll show you about how to get free cell phones. Yeah, that's income determinant too. So and also discounts on internet. I mean, this is a big expense in our society now. So here's a couple of sources there. And then here, what's really interesting here, I think I have a whole bunch of services here that do a lot of research that you need for free. Because, see, to me, Google's a big issue. Because we think that that's the whole world and the information is there. And, I found it in Google. And you'll never find things for free or money for free. Because what Google does, it overwhelms you. You'll get 100 gazillion messages. Like, go to the one here. I have 211. Call, search, or chat with 211. Now, you have a local 211 website there. Everything in that website is free. Free money, free help for you, okay? So you go Google, you'll get 5 million websites. Like here, I have a sample here. I show you if you put in mortgage, you get 127 million websites for mortgage. You go to the 211, you get 8, and everybody there is giving out everything for free. No, they don't charge you for anything. So anything, you want to repair a home, you need health care, you need child care expenses, transportation, anything. That's what that is. And the more important thing, you can call somebody. See, you use Google. You don't know we don't know the questions to ask. This is why I wear the suit. You don't know how they phrase things because, it's like in my work in government grants, well, only 20% of the free money is called grants. 80% is called something else. So if you Google grants, you're not going to get anything. And so that's why knowing what they're categorizing things are, what the words are, is important. But you can't call Google and find out. But you can call 211. So that's it. So your library, library has a database of 140,000 grants that are not on the internet. These are from nonprofit organizations, foundations that give out grant money. So you can, the library has the database or access to it, and they'll tell you where, they help you use it and everything. That's for free, and that database is worth thousands of dollars a year, that they sell it to the public on if you want to do it. So look through all these things. Also, there's a listing of the counseling offices, the HUD counseling offices. I have videos throughout this report on everything. I got all your state programs there, forgivable loans, out-of-pocket expenses, bargain homes, everything. Military get discounts. Your recent graduate, that's discounts on your home, weatherization, fixing up your home, loan repair. These are all just state programs. So go through them. Get a talk to a counselor, and then start picking and choosing these, investigating one. As you talk to one, they'll educate you about more, and then the other one will be better. And so it's a process. Just don't try to jump. Don't try to, you want to get this done quickly. No, the longer you take, it's sort of like, meeting somebody in the bar and getting married before the end of the night. You don't want to act like that. It takes time to get really the good stuff. Okay. Now I'm going to go change my suit, and we'll do part 2.